So you get sent home. Here we go, back to the book. When I got home in December, I felt like I landed on the moon. Everyone around me was excited about football, Christmas, and other normal things. I was looking at the clapboard houses and the cars thinking, man, that's so flimsy. They wouldn't give cover worth shit in a firefight. It was an exposed feeling. And where were my machine guns? I found my old pistol and kept it around like a rabbit's foot, but I missed my 240s and my 50 cals, something awful. It seems weird, I'm sure, but I really just wasn't buying that there wasn't some enemy about to come over the green hills. And I felt so unprepared. I wouldn't be any good to protect anybody. I was soon sent off to Fort Thomas, Kentucky for PTSD therapy. Maybe that would settle me down and let me get some sleep and stop feeling so depressed and angry at every little thing. Some guys really go nuts when they come back, and I wasn't in danger of that, but I could feel the kind of crazy things that maybe got the better of them. You're over there long enough and under such constant battle stress that it resets all your settings the way into the red. And they're very hard to set back. The main thing gnawing was that I didn't get my friends out as I had promised. I'd spent a good part of my 21 years being pretty critical of other people who failed at their responsibilities, and now it was all coming back on me in a big dump truck. Every day, the psychologist urged us to step back and identify why we were experiencing negative emotions. In other words, take a minute to really be conscious of the emotion instead of just letting it seep in. Don't let your mind stay in neutral. Watch your thoughts. And by the way, I'm hitting this stuff pretty hard because a lot of people that listen to this podcast are thinking these things right here. I think that's an important part. Don't let your mind stay in neutral. Watch your thoughts. Refusing to get out of bed or go to work or smile at others are all decisions. Find the reasons those decisions and turn negative feelings into positive actions. It's not enough to identify why you're feeling bad. It's about having the character to do something positive to take up that space. Don't wallow in your misery, which is just childish self-absorption. It was all good stuff. All I ever need is a good operating manual. So you're getting some good instructions.
Yeah. No, it was, I can't say that the PTSD Center helped me, but what it did is it educated me. It educated me on why I was feeling the way I was and what it was, and then therefore that helped me deal with it, right? Mm-hmm. It kind of like kind of like how a diet that works for you. Mm. Like you can look in the mirror, or how you feel after you eat it, right?
Yep.
It's kind of the same thing. Like it educates you on why your body's doing this or why you're having this reaction, and that it's normal, and it's just, and this is why it's doing it, and this is how you help counter it, right? And that was kind of what it did for me. It didn't. I don't think it didn't fix anything. It just educated me on what the problem was.
So you could start to identify the problem.
Yeah. So I could identify the problem. I could identify why I was feeling this way. And then, I could make decisions based of how I could.
When you look at the root of that problem,
yeah,
was it that feeling of like, hey, the promise that you made was I'll get you guys out? And
No, I mean the facts of the facts are like here's. I get so frustrated with people who want to like I'm a factual guy, I'm everything to me is black and white, and I'm a fact based. Like I went in that day to go get my teammates out. I failed. You can't jump around it. You can't ignore the facts of what happened. I failed miserably. And so, if I tell myself I didn't fail, I'm lying to myself. So for me, I failed. I was tested and I failed. And now I have to figure out what to do with that. And that's part of it. And that's where I get so upset about, the counselors or whatever, right? You didn't fail. No. Like, as soon as they say that to me, I'm done. I'm done, because I'm not going to lie to myself. I failed, and now I need to deal with it. I need to deal with it. You know, I can't lie. And that's, and I mean, look, I mean, it's, I always say the equivalent to try to make people understand, like, how I feel about it in the situation is, it would be like you inside of a house and your family's there, and the house catches on fire, and you end up getting out, thinking that maybe they're all out, and you can't get back in there, and they all burn to death. That's kind of the equivalent of it. And, you know, so I just have to deal with it. And you know, I deal with it the best I can every day. I learn from it. I try to turn it into something good. But at the end of the day, I still failed. And, you know, that's the way it goes.